Hello, welcome to Big Orbit Games unboxing video of the new Weiss Schwarz set, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. My name is Simon and I'll be doing the unboxing today. So, all I'm going to do is crack open the packs, have a look through, see what we get, and then dispense some advice on some of the cards maybe, or just some insights or thoughts. Just give you a general overview of the set and you can just see what I pull out that's exciting. So you get a promo topper in each of these packs. For this one we've got Wedding Dress Nagato. Level 0, 0 cost, 2000 power. Auto, pay 2. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you may pay the cost to put the top card of the clock into your waiting room. So you can effectively heal. Who doesn't like healing in this game? But I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time going through every single card. Just because this video would take 18 hours. So I'm just going to go through some of the more interesting ones. Xmas Party Nagato, for example, is in the trial deck, so we can go through that one. So the set's a bit different from the Japanese release as well. There's a couple more added cards extra, and even one completely missing. But we'll get to that when we get there. So I'm mostly just going to show you some of the cards. One interesting thing with this set, which I'm not the biggest expert on Weiss Schwarz, but the rares, double R's and triple R's aren't in foil this time. I'm not entirely sure why. If someone would like to let us know why in the comments, that'd be great. But our first rare is Unseen Trust Haruhi and Kyon. By the way, if I mispronounce anything, terribly sorry. I'm horrendous with pronunciation. Level 1, 1 cost, 5500 power. And it's got one big ability, Auto. At the beginning of your on-course step, if a card named Haruhi Suzumiya's Good News is in your climax area, you can put this card into your memory. If you do, at the beginning of your next draw phase, choose a card named Unseen Trust Haruhi and Kyon in your memory, put it into any stage, any position of your stage, and that character gets plus 3000 power until the end of turn. So quite an interesting one. It's sort of switching in and out of the memory, but you get a nice power buff in the process. That's a big, strong level 1 you get there. Our first climax was Sleeping Beauty, with a bounce trigger on there. So unfortunately I haven't watched the anime. It's been suggested to me a few times that I probably should. And when the big backlog of animes I've worked my way through has dwindled, I will finally get around to watching it. So I noticed there's quite a few vanilla cards coming up, which is interesting. All of your other book characters get plus 500 power. Always good. See one that focuses on the traits, obviously you're going to put that in a more stylized deck. And you get a nice draw ability on there for resting 2. Dandy Butler, Arakawa. Here's Haruhi. Guitarist. I got another rare, Beach Volleyball Haruhi. So level 2, cost of 2, 5000 power continuous. This card gets plus 500 power for each different trait on your characters. That's interesting. So this one wants to see more traits, more variety in traits rather than just ones, or just the single one. And then we've got Somebody in the Rain. I'm sure if you've watched the anime, these climax scenes will make a lot more sense to you. Nagato and Kyon's sister in Yukata. Which is quite cute, and it's a bond card, bond with Kyon and Yukata. Hopefully I'll see that card later and we can see they can compare up image wise. So I'm going to keep that to one side, see if they pair up. I've got an event card. Events are always cool to see. So it's a level 1, cost of 1. I'm not interested in ordinary humans. So if you do not have a Brigade Leader character, this card cannot be played from your hand. Search your deck for up to 2 SOS Brigade characters. Reveal them to your opponent, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. Choose a card in your hand and put it into your waiting room. Okay, so get you a bit of extra characters out. You have to discard a card afterwards as a cost, effectively, but that's quite a good card there. We have the Apron Look, the First Client, Happy Valentine, She Came Freely, another event card. This one costs 4 stock to play. And you get to choose a level 2 or lower SOS Brigade character in your clock and put it into any position on your stage. But then this card also goes into your clock. So you can sort of free a character from your clock, but that's a steep stock cost. And you're still retaining the damage, you're not healing from it either. So a bit of a hefty one, but it could be very useful. We have another rare, Hot Springs Haruhi, level 0, cost of 0. When this card becomes reversed, if this card's battle opponent is level 0 or lower, you may reverse that character. So it's good at equalising in the early. And also, when this card does become reversed in battle, choose one of your SOS Brigade characters and that character gets plus 1500 power until end of turn. So even later in the game, if you're using it to just do a forward attack and suicide run into something, then you get to buff one of your other characters. Could be enough to keep them alive and swinging through. Then we have the Birth of SOS Brigade Climax. So red seems to be quite a focus here so far. We have the mascot, Cat Ears Haruhi, Xmas Party, Kion's sister and Asakura. Yes. Message on the bookmark. We have SOS Brigade Leader Haruhi. So this is a level 2, cost of 2. She's 8,500 power and auto 2 stock. When a card named Birth of SOS Brigade, we saw that one a minute ago, is placed on your climax area. If this card is a centre stage, you may pay that cost. If you do search your deck for up to one level 2 or lower SOS Brigade character, put it into any position on your stage and shuffle your deck. So this gets you a character into play for free, basically. And she's got 2 soul for damage. That's a very nice card, very nice. Oh, and we have Battle in the Information Control area. So the next one, another Apron Luck, Autograph Session, The Vocalist, I'm assuming at some point there was a band, another Cat Ears, Beach Volleyball Nagato, Primpum Popper Haruhi, and we have Glasses Girl Nagato. So level 1, 5,000 power, no cost. When this card attacks, if a card named Battle in the Information Control area, I seem to be on a run for this, is in the climax area, all of your alien characters get the following ability till end of turn. Auto, pay 1. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may pay the cost to draw a card. So you get a replacement effectively for losing your characters. You're not going to keep them alive that way, sadly, but we're raking it in is the climax card. Maybe I'll have to put this higher on the list to watch. Quite intrigued now. So we have Party Popper Haruhi. Almost said that was a Party Pooper. Waitress. Eating Watermelon. Xmas Party again. Camp Night. Way Back on a Rainy Day. So there's a lot of event cards coming up, which is something I don't usually see in the Weiss Schwarz set. And then our rare is Mystery Transfer Student Koizumi. So he's a level 1, 0 cost, 2,500 power. Continuous assist. During a turn, all of your characters in front of this card get plus 1,000 power. So he's a back row supporter. Auto, put a card from your hand into your waiting room as a cost. When your character's trigger check reveals a climax, if the trigger icon is a bounce, you may pay this cost, which is put a card from your hand into the waiting room. If you do search your deck for up to one SOS Brigade character, reveal your opponent, punch your hand and shuffle your deck. So I'm noticing a theme here of recurring ability to search characters out. Oh, we have Enclosed Space there as the climax card with a burn trigger. Noticing a trend here with the cards I am going through of allowing you to search more characters out, which is interesting. Trouble Girl Haruhi. Apron Luck. Another Apron Luck. There's a lot of apron love. We have the Vocalist again. Curious Haruhi. A Guitarist. And then we've got a double rare. So from another time, Mikuru Adult. So it's a level 2, cost of 1, 8,000 power. Auto. When this card attacks, if a card named Classified Information is in your climax area, I didn't get it this time. Until end of turn, until the end of your opponent's next turn, your opponent cannot play event cards from hand. Ooh, that's a bit of a controlling aspect. When this card attacks, if a card named of Classified Information is in your climax area, all of your characters get plus 1,500 power until end of turn, so power buff to go along with that as well. I'm assuming there's a nice deck focused around that somewhere. And we've got the climax, that's impossible. Another autograph session. Another Apron Luck. Sisters. First Client. Super Editor-in-Chief. Our rare is Primpum Popper Suruya. Sorry if I butchered that. 1,500 power, level 0, cost 0. Continuous, if the number of your other characters is 2 or less, this card gets plus 1,500 power. That's interesting. So if you've got a low board state, she becomes more powerful. And has Encore, put a character from your hand into your waiting room. So this is good, I suppose, if your opponent has just sort of rushed through, or if you're still in the early stages and you're trying to set up, it at least gives you some presence on the game. And we have Somebody in the Rain again. Someday in the Rain. Fumofu. Interesting. Another event card, level 2, cost of 2. Choose one of your opponent's level 3 or lower characters in the center stage and put it into his or her stock. Ooh, that's mean. It's like tucking a card away. Not too difficult to pay the cost to get them dropped into your waiting room. Use the stock, but ooh, that is mean. Release of information binding. We have Haruhi's Victory Declaration. Something if you've picked up the trial deck, you definitely want another couple of those. Cool Girl. We then have Nagato and Koizumi in the club room. So this is interesting. So it's got a backup, but with an added ability. So put a card from your hand into your waiting room when you use this card's backup. If you do, choose up to 2 cards in your opponent's waiting room, return them to your opponent's deck and shuffle their deck. Ooh. So yeah, definitely getting a bit of a controlling vibe here from all this. Oh, this is interesting. Auto 6 stock. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose an alien character, a time character, and a psychic ability character in your waiting room and return them to your hand. I mean, that's a big steep cost, but you get to salvage 3 characters out, so that's cool. And then we have Alien, Nagato, and Asakura and Kimidori. So this is a level 0, it's a double rare by the way. Level 0, cost 0, 1,500 power. Continuous, all of your other alien characters get plus 500 power, so there's a little power boost there, boost. An act, pay 2 and rest this card. Search your deck for up to 1 alien character, reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. Oh, that's such a nice ability. And another That's Impossible. So yeah, you can pretty much keep your hand permanently stocked and not worry about making losses in this one, can't you? Trouble Girl, Waitress, Bunny Girls, more watermelons, Mikuru Beam, another event. There's a lot of events in this set, isn't there? Level 1, cost of 1. If you do not have a time character, this card cannot be played from your hand. Choose a character in your clock and return it to your hand. Choose one of your opponent's characters and that character gets minus 1,000 power until end of turn. Put this card into your clock. So it's not healing you as it originally looks. You do have to switch places with this card effectively. But it could get something out you need for a combo piece, etc. We have Don't Leave My Side. And we have Silent Character Nagato as our rare for the pack. Level 2, cost of 1, 7,500 power. Change, put this card into your waiting room. At the beginning of your on-call step, if this card is rest, you may pay that cost. If you do, choose a card named China Dress Nagato in your waiting room and put it on the stage position this card was on. So hopefully you find that one. But also as a brainstorm, cost of 4. Reveal 4 cards from on top of your deck and put them in your waiting room. For each alien character revealed among those cards, choose up to 1 level 0 lower character in your waiting room and put them on separate positions of your stage. So another stage refilling card. That's fantastic. I'm getting quite impressed with this set. Enclosed space. We have Party Popper. We have the Apron Look. Flowers in both hands, which you've seen in the trial deck. Oh, Camp Night. The Sonomori. Our rare is Swimsuit, Haruhi and Mikuru. Level 1, cost of 1, 5,000 power. Auto, put a time character from your stage into your waiting room as a cost. So when this card attacks, if you have Days with Haruhi Suzumiya in your climax area, you can pay that cost to search your deck for up to 1 time character, reveal it into your opponent, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So you're losing 1 off the stage, but you are gaining 1 you might need to hand. And then we have Encore, put a character from your hand into the waiting room. And the climax is About Me, I'll Tell You. So, Xmas Party. Who doesn't like a good Christmas party? Oomph. That's what I'm going to call that one. Miracle Girl, Classmate. Touring the City, card number 70. That's good. Sorry, get to that in a moment. But Touring the City, level 1, cost of 3. Put the top 5 cards of your deck face down into your memory. Your opponent looks at those cards and separates them into stacks of 2 cards and 3 cards. Choose one face down stack from among them and put them into your hand. Return the rest to your deck and shuffle your deck. That's a really interesting sort of choice your opponent has to make there of which cards to put in which stack and stuff. I really like that card, that's interesting. And the reason I denoted the number was I believe card number 71 is quite a powerful card in the Japanese set and has actually been left out of the English edition. So there is no card number 71 in the set. So here we have Usual Haruhi. It's a rare, 5,000 power, level 1, cost of 0. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may put this card into your memory. If you do at the beginning of your next draw phase, choose a card named Usual Haruhi in your memory and put it on any position of your stage. That's a really interesting one. I like that. Then we have Haruhi Suzumiya's Good News. Really intrigued to make a deck out of this now. So, baseball tournament. We're trying too hard. Just a classic Haruhi and a classic Cool Girl. Card in the club room. Here's another change card. Lets you change into Usual Kyon. Haruhi and Mikuru Nagato. Just a vanilla, sadly. So here's the usual one it changes into. When this card attacks, if a card named Sleeping Beauty _ is in your climax area, search your deck for up to 1 SOS Brigade character, reveal it to your opponent, put your hand and shuffle your deck. And then we have Classified Information, which again we saw earlier as part of the Climax combo. Quite a lot of Climax comboing in here, which is never a bad thing. Another cat ears, Bunny Girl. Oh, I see foiling. Cat ears, but with more abilities. Oh, she bonds with Mikuru. And then, ooh, we've got an SR. Very pretty. Nice foiling. Center of the World Haruhi and Puny Haruhi. So, level 0, no cost, 2,500 power. If this card is in the middle position of your center stage, this card gets plus 1,000 power, so it just becomes a 3,500. Nice and simple, nothing tricky about those rules there. It's just nice and foily. I think I've missed that card, I'm sure I've seen it. Sleeping Beauty. And then we have Classmate. Not interested in ordinary humans. A Dandy Butler. Cat Ears. Primp and Popper. Our rare is Hot Springs Surya. I can't pronounce that one, sorry. Level 0, cost 0, 2,000 power. Brainstorm at a cost of 2 stock. Reveal 4 cards from top of your deck and put them into your waiting room. For each climax reveal, choose one of your opponent's characters and that character gets minus 2,000 power until end of turn. So, could be quite useful just for whittling down someone who's, say, has got like level 3s and stuff out so you can hit them. Oh, just big, big beasties. So, another mascot. Cat Ears. Crew from the Future. Hot Springs. Hates Boredom. And our rare is China Dress Nagato, which we saw referenced earlier in one of the change effects, I believe. It's a level 2, cost of 2 to play, 7,500 power. Continuous, during your opponent's turn, this card gets plus 500 power for each of your other alien characters. So that could be a nice tidy bonus. And Encore, put a character from your hand into your waiting room. The other thing to note as well, it's got 2 soul for damage as well, so that's a pokey card. Then we have a Happy Valentine. So we've gotten 1 SR out of the box so far. I am pleased with that. Baseball Tournament, Miracle Girl, Classmate, Waitress, Don't Leave My Side. And our rare is Kyon and Yukata. So, no, unfortunately, they don't match up in any way at all. So I can go back there. So, got it. Well, just calm down. Nice flavor text. So level 2 costs of 2, 7,500 power. Continuous if the number of your other SOS Brigade or Japanese clothes characters is 3 or more, this card gets plus 1,000 power. Which is good. Extra power is always good. And Encore, put a character from your hand into your waiting room, so it allows you to keep them alive. I mean, the amount of ways to put characters into your hand in this set, that's going to be very easy to achieve. And we have Days with Haruhi Suzumiya. So there seems to be so many ways to sort of search your deck and draw characters out of it in this set. Pretty much get into anything you need, really, I guess, for the situation. And a lot of events as well. I'm really intrigued with this set. I definitely have to sit and try and make a deck. We have Yuki Nagato. So level 0, cost 0, 1,500 power. During your opponent's turn, this card gets plus 2,000 power, so good on the defense. And Auto Encore, put a character from your hand into your waiting room, so it's easy to keep it alive as well. And we have Battling the Information Control Area. So, penultimate pack. Let's see what we get. So Release of Information Binding, I'm actually going to have a quick slower look through these. So it's a backup card where you can choose one of, there's one where you choose your opponent's climax area and put it into his or her waiting room. It could be very cool for denying your opponent climax combos. We have a classmate. During your turn, this card gets plus 1,000 power, so he's a 3.5k hitter. We have a Vanilla Bunny Girls. Haruhi's Victory Declaration. As I said earlier, this is good in the trial deck because you only get 2 of, so it'd be good to switch into the 4 of, because it changes into Trouble Girl Haruhi, who's the level 3. So, and it can do a brainstorm, which allows you to choose a level X or lower brigade leader character in your waiting room and put it into any stage position. Very good. We have Nagato and Koizumi in the club room. So again, this is another backup that I covered earlier. She Came Freely. Choose level 2 or lower SOS Brigade character in your clock and put it into any position on your stage, but then switch it with this card. So you get a character back for the 4, as I said earlier, but I like it. Santa Girl, Haruhi and Kyon is a double R for the pack. So level 3, cost of 2, 10,000 power. And then it's auto, pay 5 stock. This ability activates up to 1 time per turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if the number of your other SOS Brigade characters is 4 or more, you may pay that cost to stand this card. So you can get 2 attacks with it, but you can't keep pushing it to 3 or 4 if you somehow had the 5 stock to keep paying it. And auto, when this card is frontal attacked, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top of your deck or into your waiting room. That's an interesting one. You get to choose the top card of your deck when she's attacked. That's very intriguing. And we also have Birth of SOS Brigade as the climax. So, final pack. We have the Cat Ears Haruhi. If this card's in the middle position, it gets plus 1,000 power. That's from the trial deck as well. Dandy Butler. When your character's trigger check reveals a climax, choose one of your characters and that character gets plus 2,000 power. That's pretty neat. Cat Ears Nagato, no ability though, sadly. Flowers in Both Hands, this is from the trial deck, it's an assister. All characters in front get plus 500 power. And when you trigger check a salvage, you can pay 1 to choose level 1 or lower character in your opponent's end stage and kill it, so you can assassinate them. Cat Ears Mikuru, so we're going through all the cats in this one. The character facing this card gets -1 soul. Sorry, moved off camera there. The character facing this card gets -1 soul and auto pay 1 when this card's based on stage. You may pay the cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. Your opponent cannot play climax cards. Oof, that's quite a decisive thing to do. We have Message on the Bookmark. So this is an event. Level 1, cost of 1. If you do not have an alien character, this card cannot be played. You may draw a card. If you do, choose a card in your hand and put it into your waiting room. You may put the top card of your clock into your waiting room, put this card into your memory. That's a very intriguing bit of utility there. And finally we got an R, so single rare. So Haruhi and Yukata. I think this matches up with the other guy in Yukata though, we'll check that in a sec. So level 0, cost 0, 500 power. It bonds with Kyon and Yukata. Put the top card of your deck into your clock. Oof. But it's act, pay 1, choose one of your Japanese clothes characters, and that character gets plus 1,000 power until end of turn. And our final climax was classified information. So let's go see if this lines up with this one, which I think they do. Sort of. Just a little bit. There we go. They almost line up. You couldn't put them side by side. You'd have to sort of trick it. But yes, so there we go. They do match up, which is always nice to see. So there you go, that's all the packs themselves opened. Got the climaxes separately there. I've got my SR, which was nice. Let's just have a look at the split here to see how many double R's we actually got in total. It's always intriguing to know just how many we got. So we got one SR, we got 4 double R's, and all the rest were single rares. But yes, there we go. That is the box opening for the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. I'm really intrigued about trying to make a deck out of this now, just because of the amount of events and sort of like controlling aspects of it, denying your opponent things like climaxes or the ability to play certain types of cards, and the fact that you can draw characters out of your deck quite readily. I'm very intrigued to make a deck out of this. If you've got any suggestions for like a cool deck, nothing too powerful, just the idea of something that's got some interesting mechanics, please let me know below in the comments. But otherwise, yeah, I think this is a really cool set. Like I said, they've announced an EB later in the year to help support it even further, so definitely worth getting into this if you were erring on the side of caution, because there's even more cards and stuff coming out for it later this year. But other than that, remember, everything you've seen here today can be bought and sold on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll also do an unboxing for the trial deck for the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Also did the Meister set, which is where this beautiful playmat came from. And yeah, apart from that, I hope you've enjoyed watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.